Hello everyone. Welcome to UIAS. Let's discuss today's prelims topics. Question 1 with reference to the Perseid meteor shower, consider the following statements. 1. It occurs every year in the late summer. 2. Meteor showers happen when the Earth moves through fields of debris floating around in space. 3. The Perseids come from comet Halley, which is a big ball of ice and rock that sheds pieces of dusty debris as it orbits around the Sun. How many of the above statements are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The answer is B. The Perseids are one of the biggest meteor showers. It occurs every year in the late summer. Meteor showers happen when the Earth moves through fields of debris floating around in space. The Perseids come from comet Swift-Tuttle, which is a big ball of ice and rock that sheds pieces of dusty debris as it orbits around the Sun. When the Earth passes by, the debris these captured in our atmosphere and ignite, producing streaking lights. Because the meteor's courses seem to begin from this location in the sky, the Perseid meteor shower is named after the constellation Perseus. Question to consider the following statements about monitor lizard. 1. They are native to Africa, Asia, and Oceania, and one species is also found in the Americas as an invasive species. 2. Monitor lizards have long necks, powerful tails and claws, and well-developed limbs. 3. All monitor species are terrestrial. How many of the above statements are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The answer is B. Most monitor species are terrestrial, but arboreal and semi-aquatic monitors are also known. Question 3. Consider the following statements about the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. 1. The regional group was established in 1975 through the Nairobi Treaty. 2. ECOWAS' larger aims are to have a single common currency and create a single, large trading bloc in areas of industry, transport, telecommunications, energy, financial issues, and social and cultural matters. 3. Today, ECOWAS has 25 members. How many of the above statements are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The answer is A. Also known as CEDEAO in French, the regional group was established in 1975 through the Lagos Treaty with a mandate of promoting economic integration among its members. Today, ECOWAS has 15 members: Benin, Burkina Faso, Cape Verde, Côte d'Ivoire, the Gambia, Ghana, Guinea, Guinea-Bissau, Liberia, Mali, Niger, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Senegal, and Togo. Around 400 million people live in this region. Although, following coups in recent years in some of the biggest countries in the bloc, namely Mali, Guinea, and Burkina Faso, it suspended the 3 members and refused to recognize their new governments. Question 4. Consider the following statements about Ayushman Bharat, Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, PMJA. 1. The PMJA scheme aims to provide a health cover of 10 lakh rupees per family per year for secondary and tertiary care hospitalization to over 12 crore poor and vulnerable families. 2. PMJA is an entitlement-based scheme that aims to improve affordability, accessibility, and quality of care for the poor and vulnerable section of the population. Which of the above statements is correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. Both. D. None. Answer is B. Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana was launched on 23 September 2018. The scheme aims to provide a health cover of 5 rupees lakhs per family per year to over 10.741 crore families from the poor and vulnerable section of the population. PMJ is an entitlement-based scheme that aims to improve affordability, accessibility, and quality of care for the poor and vulnerable section of the population. So far, 5 crores 47 lakhs 68,027 hospital admissions have been authorized and 24 crores 42 lakhs 78,276 Ayushman cards have been created under the scheme. Question 5 with reference to the Indian eagle owl. Consider the following statements. 1. It is a large horned owl species native to hilly and rocky scrub forests in the Indian subcontinent. 2. It is usually seen in pairs. 3. They face a decline today as the total forested area in our country has suffered a decline. How many of the above statements are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. Answer is B. Its nocturnal habits have meant that very little is known about this bird. The widespread range of the entire Indian peninsula would seem to indicate that it is a stable population. But nobody knows for sure, as it is not a very common bird. Their total numbers have never been estimated. Many bird species face a decline today as the total forested area in our country has suffered a decline. But the Indian eagle owl does not have a dependency on forests. The regular items on their menu, such as rats, bandicoots, and even bats and doves are best hunted over open scrubland and agricultural tracts. Nearby rocky perches and crags provide ideal settings for its nests. This species is often considered a subspecies of the Eurasian eagle owl bubo and is very similar in appearance. Question 6. Consider the following statements about Luna 25. 1. Luna 25 is a lunar lander mission by Roscosmos. 2. It will land near the lunar south pole at the Boguslavsky crater. 3. The Luna 25 mission lifted off atop a Soyuz 2.1B rocket from the Vostochny Cosmodrome in Russia's far eastern Amur region. How many of the above statements are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The answer is C. Initially called Luna Globe Lander, it was renamed Luna 25 to emphasize the continuity of the Soviet Luna program from the 1970s, though it is still part of what was at one point conceptualized as the Luna Globe Lunar Exploration Program. The Russian lunar mission, the first since 1976, is racing against India, which launched its Chandrayaan-3 lunar lander last month, and more broadly with the US and China, both of which have advanced lunar exploration programs targeting the lunar South Pole. Question 7. Consider the following statements about Agricultural and Processed Food Products Export Development Authority, APIDA. 1. It is an Indian apex export trade promotion active government body. 2. APIDA is the premier body of export promotion of fresh vegetables and fruits. 3. It provides the crucial interface between farmers, storehouses, packers, exporters, surface transport, ports, railways, airways, and all others engaged in export trade to the international market. How many of the above statements are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The answer is C. It was set up by the Ministry of Commerce and Industry under the Agriculture and Processed Food Products Export Development Authority. The Act was passed by Parliament in December 1985. It was formed and came into effect on 13 February 1986 by the notification issued in the Gazette of India. Question 8. Consider the following statements about National Pharmaceutical Pricing Authority, NPPA. 1. The NPPA was set up in 1997 to fix revised prices of controlled bulk drugs. 2. It formulates and enforces the price, and availability of medicines in the country under the Drugs Prices Control Order 1995 to 2013. 3. The NPPA is also mandated to collect maintain data on production, exports, imports, market share of individual companies, the profitability of companies, etc. How many of the above statements are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The answer is C. The NPPA was set up in 1997 to fix revise prices of controlled bulk drugs and formulations and to enforce the price and availability of the medicines in the country under the Drugs Prices Control Order 1995 to 2013. Its mandate is to implement and enforce the provisions of the Drugs Prices Control Order in accordance with the powers delegated to it to deal with all legal matters arising out of the decisions of the NPPA and to monitor the availability of drugs, identify shortages and to take remedial steps. The NPPA is also mandated to collect maintain data on production, exports and imports, market share of individual companies, profitability of companies, etc., for bulk drugs and formulations and undertake and or sponsor relevant studies in respect of the pricing of drugs pharmaceuticals. Thank you everyone. Do subscribe to this channel. Use code SPLIVE to join Unacademy.